There's a few things that I've gained from all this, though. If you look straight ahead over there, you'll see a saw. Now, that is a metal cutting saw, which I had never used before. And it's not the best in the world. It's a little bit woggly, but I was making something the other day. I think I was making wheels for the back of that metal table that he had that I brought out from the basement. And I cut some pipe with that, and it worked pretty good. I've got a couple of extra blades to go with it here, and I don't know if it would matter because this is a cutting blade, but these are too. And I don't know if one of these is any better than that, but that did the job. It did just fine. So I'm going to keep this. I talked to her about it, and I'm going to keep that. That's that DeWalt. Well, what do they call these saws that cut? They call it a chop saw. And this is a chop saw with a really nice table. And she wanted to pay me for all of my work. And I said, well, rather than you pay me, because I used that chop saw the other day. I was putting up shelves in here. By the way, all this is stuff that came from his basement. But I'm like, this is drop cords. There's various sandpaper thingies in here. There's some light fixtures and some of that, and a lot of those things are. It's really hard to sell light bulbs, and of course the wire I can use, but I mean even wire would be hard to get much for because some of these wires has been chewed up with a lawnmower and stuff. But he had a lot of these things, and some of them I hadn't even looked through yet. He's got some down there and some over here, and like each one of these has something in it, and I haven't even gone through and looked yet, but I did want to get it all out of the way. So I used that chop saw to make me some little shelves to mount these things to the wall, and they're wedged in here good where they won't fall out. And at some point I'm going to just pull each one of these open and see what's in it, see if I want to keep what's in it, or if I want to pull it out and put something that I'm more likely to want or need. Like I say, I hadn't even looked through all that, so I don't know what's there. And I pretty much narrowed down all this stuff on this table, and that's going along. So I'm almost back to the point where I can work on the Studebaker again. And I got two things I want to do with the Studebaker. One is I want to adjust the what's the word I'm looking for? Camber. Whichever one tilts the front axle, I want to adjust, and I've got some wedges to go in that axle. That's a Super Bell axle on a set of leaf springs, and they make wedges that you can put in that axle to give it a little bit of angle, and a little bit of angle will make it steer forward a little bit straighter. And I bought these wedges. I probably got these off of eBay or someplace. So I'm going to be putting these wedges between that axle and that spring to give that front tire a little more. Caster is one way and camber is the other. One has to do with how much that axle is turned, and the other one has to do with the leaning of the tires. So I don't know which it is, but anyway, I know what I want to do, and that's one thing. And the other thing I want to do is I've got a kit to go in this transmission. This is one of those R400 4-speed overdrive transmissions. I think that's what they call it. I'm not sure. It might be an R700, but whatever it is. Got one of them in here. I'm going to put the shift kit. I put a shift kit in that Rambler. It had a 350 automatic, and that worked out real well. So I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to do a shift kit in it. So those are the two projects I got on this. I still got a little cleaning up to do here. I got a lot of things like this. Here's a little thing full of screws, and here's a little thing full of screws, and here's a little thing full of, it looks like fittings for a one of those things that one of those things that they put on a table, and you run a piece of wood along, and you shape the edges of it. I got another thing over here. This is a pachinko machine. It looks like it could have been new. It was in their basement, and it's pretty dirty, but it's got the paperwork with it and the balls. When they're all fixed up and restored, they bring about $500. When they're not, they might bring $100, $150. They don't bring a ton of money, but at some point, that's going to be a project for me, is to just very carefully open it up, clean it up, see if I can get all the lights to work, see if all the mechanism works, and then I'll be selling that. So that's another project for in the future. But I feel really good because that I feel like the majority of that, selling off project is done, and I can get this table out of here, get back to working on my cars down here, and kind of start thinking in terms of car show season. It's January now, but in a few months it'll be time for the car shows again. And let me tell you, I am just super in love with this Studebaker. I've been going around lately, and I've just been looking at a lot of people's cars, and the more I look, the more I think that the car I got is the best car in the world, and it absolutely is for me. So, the Rat Rod has its own personality and all, and so I feel like God's blessed me way beyond measure, because I don't deserve all the blessings I got, but God's been good to me and chosen to bless me. And I try to use whatever thing that He's blessed me with to bless other people. So anyway, today is a beautiful, sunshiny day in January. Bud had a bunch of these round things here. They're round plexiglass. And I'm thinking, man, wouldn't it be cool to take one of those and turn it into a Pure gas station sign? Remember how the old Pure sign had the little things around the edges, and they had the word Pure right across it? That'd be cool to make a sign like that out of. But yeah, there's all that.